All right, welcome. My name is Emily and I'm glad that you could join us for this session. So we're just going to begin by getting rid of what's at the forefront of our minds. We're going to put it in the giant worry bowl so you can just settle yourself into your seat wherever you're sitting, or if you're laying, that's absolutely fine too. And just placing your hands across your chest, we're going to begin a gentle bilateral tapping, a little butterfly hug. It's up to you whether you'd like to remain still or introduce a gentle sway, whether you have your eyes open or closed, it doesn't matter. And just as you send through this calming signal to the amygdala, that worry center of our mind, just start to bring to the forefront of your mind anything that's been troubling you, or bothering you, angering, worrying, anything at all that you don't want to carry for this time that we have together. And just see if you can express it from your body and your mind in some way. So you might like to speak it out loud, maybe just sighing it out or making some other noise. Perhaps you'd like to hum. Just see how you'd like to release that now. Maybe you're just imagining it coming out of you, going into the giant worry bowl. However you choose to do it is perfectly right for you today. And so you might like to join me in a nice big inhale in through the nose and filling up your belly. A big audible sigh, letting go. Dropping those shoulders a little. Maybe if that felt good, just joining in another big breath in through the nose. Big audible sigh. And just doing as many breaths as you feel in that way to see what you can release. And perhaps on the next exhale, you might like to focus your attention on letting go of any tension in your lower limbs. Just relaxing your feet, your ankles, your knees, your thighs, relaxing your buttocks. And then perhaps on the next exhale, as you let go of that air, just letting go of any tension in your lower back, your upper back, your chest. And then again, just moving up the body, each exhale, letting go of a little more tension in the neck and shoulders, in the arms, the face. And we'll pop that giant bowl of worries and concerns out of sight, out of mind. This time we have together. And let's go ahead and give our subconscious mind permission to release anything that it's been holding on to that's not been in our awareness. So you can repeat after me, stating out loud, I give my subconscious mind permission to release my worries and fears now. And just do a little scan over your body and just notice where you might be holding a bit of tension or a little bit of an ache and pain. And just imagine that that's where your subconscious mind is storing whatever it's been holding on to. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and try and shift the energy of all of that with some tapping. So with slightly cupped hands, we're going to place them on our lower belly and tap our way up, all the way up the body. And you can go a little faster than me, you can go a little slower, or just follow me along, just tapping over the body, up to the chest and over towards one side. And we'll tap our way down. If there is anywhere that feels a little more achy, a little more tense, you can linger there longer. We're gonna give ourselves a round of applause, big happy seal in the middle, see if you can muster a smile. And then tapping your way back up, all the way on the outside of the arm. Give yourself a massive pat on the back for showing up for yourself in this way. And then tapping over the other side. And coming down the inside of this arm, building up some more happy seal, happy walrus energy. And tapping your way back up, shifting that life force energy of yours throughout your body. Another big pat on the back. And gentle raindrops down the center of the face. Just tuning into that sensation there. See if you can soften your expression a little, and then slightly further out for the next row. And another row on the edges of your face. And bringing some gentle fists onto the top of your head. If that's too much for you, if you've got a headache, you might just like to run your hands through your hair or over your scalp. But if you can tap away. And then tapping slightly further out, down and around to the back of your neck. And a third row just above the ears and down and around. And then we're going to find our kidneys on our lower back, giving them a tap, and then tapping our way down the outside of our legs onto the top of your feet, and then coming back up the inside, and just resting your hands back on your belly, closing your eyes down for a moment and taking a few deep breaths. And as you do, just check in with how it feels in your body now. Noticing that tingling sensation that you've created for yourself with the tapping. Noticing how your life force energy is flowing a little freer throughout each part of you. Maybe noticing where your walls end, how your skin feels, how the temperature of the air around you feels on your skin. And just noticing how it truly feels to be you in your body in this moment, without any judgment, just noticing what's there for you to feel, noticing what's there that's settling or what's rising up. And just noticing the types of thoughts that are moving through your mind and the pace at which they're moving. Just letting them go. No need to attach onto any of them. No need to understand any of them. Just being witness to it all. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes again. And we're just going to bring our feet to meet in front of us. Now, if you can tuck them in close, then go ahead. Otherwise, just leave them out in front. And just see if you'd like to hold onto your ankles and stretch your back up, or if you'd like to just gently bring your body forward. You might like to walk forward with your hands. And if you are practicing from a chair today, then you might be recreating a similar stance, just opening up your legs a little wider and leaning in, creating a nice opening here in the groin, and just placing your back wherever it needs to go that feels good for you, that feels like you're extending it a little without causing any pain or any overextension. We're not here to overdo it. We're just going to listen to the needs of our bodies, and our needs today might be different from another day. So however you'd like to go, wherever you'd like to get to in this stretch, just take a few deep breaths. Maybe using each exhale as an opportunity to go a little further. And just feeling where your limits are, and if you go too far, just bring it back. And when you're feeling ready to move on, then just bringing one of your feet in. We're going to stretch the other leg out, and it doesn't matter if it's not straight. We just want it outwards from our body. And we'll reach up nice and tall. Deep breath in, and we'll turn towards that leg and just stretch out as far as you can. And like I said, you don't have to have it straight. You don't have to reach your toes. We're practicing imperfect practice. It's practice, not perfection. Sorry, I can't talk. Now, if you are practicing from a chair, then similarly, you might just be stretching your leg out and leaning yourself over towards it, recreating a similar stretch down the inside of your leg. And you don't have to go all the way. You want to maintain your stability in the chair, so you might just be leaning a little bit to the side. But again, just using each exhale to see if you're able to take it a little further. Just noticing those sensations in your body, listening to those signals when your body has had enough, or if it needs to come back up a little bit, or if it wants to go a little further. And when you feel ready, once your body signals to you it's had enough, then we're going to switch it over to the other side. And again, from wherever you are, just reaching up and over towards that outstretched foot. And just breathing nice and deep. And again, once your body has signaled to you it's time to come back up, then bring your body back to center. And we're just going to wake up our spine a little bit with some fluid movement here. So just starting with a very, very gentle sway side to side. You might be able to take it a little wider. Just nice and slow, controlled movements. Slow, like my brain waking up for the morning. And you might like to also experiment with taking that flow forward and backwards. Just imagining like your spine is the water flowing like waves and just moving in a way that feels good for you. Nice, fluid, controlled movement. And so you might be moving a little slower, maybe just really rolling it over, tucking your head in perhaps, pushing that belly forward, bring the shoulders all the way back, head looking up. Your movements might be a little smaller. Maybe you'd like, instead of that spinal flow, to just take your body out and around in circles. Maybe they're little rotations, maybe they're big rotations. There's no right or wrong way to explore the movement that your body wants to make. So just listen to where your body wants to take you. And don't forget to breathe, continuing to breathe. Hopefully you're able to breathe through your nose. Nice detoxifying breath. And if you like, some nice big sighs as you settle your nervous system, settle into this practice. And if you like, you can bring your shoulders into the movement as well, maybe rolling them backwards or rolling them forwards. Maybe just taking your body towards one side and off towards the other. You might like to bring your arms into the movement as well. Taking them up and down, just noticing the weight of them in the air. Maybe taking them forward and back. And as you move your body and explore these movements, just see if you can notice all of the muscles that you're using and how they feel as they engage and contract and release. And if you like, you can do a bit of habit stacking and add in some humming to this practice. So letting your vagus nerve be massaged from the inside as you stimulate your vocal cords. So maybe go ahead and gather up a whole heap of air and hum as you explore the movement. You might like to imagine that you're holding a big beach ball and take that up and over your head and around. Imagine what that might feel like to hold onto that ball, or maybe you've got a big ball of energy in your hands. However you'd like to imagine whatever you're holding or however you're moving, being fluid like water perhaps. Maybe you are imagining yourself submerged in water. Maybe you like to move your body in a way that feels like you are floating. Just however you'd like to explore this free-flowing movement, go ahead. And of course, if your arms are getting hot and heavy and tired, then just bringing it back to a little bit more gentle movement in the middle. And bring yourself to stillness for a few breaths. Relaxing any tension that might have been created in parts of you. And we're going to lean ourselves back and bring our feet, plant them in front of you about shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider. We're just going to drop our knees to one side and then take them over the other side, just exploring some movement there in our legs, in our hips, in our knees, getting that internal and external rotation. And you might like to hold on one side a little longer before going back the other way. And maybe you'd like to just continue that movement from one side to the other. And if this feels really good for you, then you can continue on with this movement. Otherwise, just coming back to a seated position. And we're going to just place our hands together and press out and away from the body, really curling the shoulders over. I just realized I forgot to give you guys a seated version for that leg movement. Sorry about that one. Once you're here, just stretching out those shoulder blades, see if you'd like to just move your body from side to side, like taking that movement over each knee and getting a nice twist in the back of your spine, nice stretch of each shoulder blade. And then coming back to center, we're going to take it up overhead and stretch up nice and tall. Really elongate that spine of yours. And if you like, you can just remain here, breathing nice and deep into the core of you. If you like, though, you can take it over for a little lean to one side and just hold here. Just noticing how that feels and noticing that heat start to build. Noticing when your body starts to get a little shaky. Noticing those signals that your body wants to come back to center and then bring it back to the middle, maybe stretch up a little taller. And then take it over the other side and hold here. Just feel for those same feelings. And then bringing it back to center once you do get those signals to come back. And then bring your hands down behind your head. And just bringing your elbows back as far as you possibly can. Just opening up your chest. You might just like to stay here in stillness, breathing into your center. Once again, you might like to just twist your body from side to side. You might like to take it a little further and take your body over and across. So taking one elbow down towards one knee, creating a nice release for those issues in the tissues. And you might even like to try bringing a knee up to meet your elbow and just notice the different muscles that you use in each of these. So you might like to cycle through those movements, just a gentle twist from side to side. Do one more of each, taking that that elbow towards the knee. At least I got the body parts right, hey? Not taking something else entirely. And then bringing that knee up towards your elbow. And the other one as well. And just bringing yourself back to center, releasing your hands, maybe spirit fingers your way down, around, click, click, crack, crack. If you'd like to clasp your hands back together behind you, straightening your arms, bringing your shoulders back in a slightly different way. You might like to even stretch them away from your body, maybe leaning into it, Maybe again you'd like to see what a little twist might feel like here, just moving your back, releasing some tension in the spine, and relaxing, letting go. And we're just going to reposition ourselves lengthways on the mat and leaning the body back and just feeling your core muscles engaged to hold you here. If you like, you can raise your feet up off the mat and just hold, maybe even cycling through with your legs and just waiting for that heat or shakiness to build in your belly. And if you're seated, you're just creating that same tension, I guess, in your belly, just leaning yourself back, using your core to hold you up, strengthening your core for your stability. And once you do feel some heat and shakiness, just start to lower yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae onto the mat and bringing your feet down onto it as well. And just resting here for a moment if you need, before you lift up your buttocks off the mat, creating a nice long line from shoulder to knee, knee to shoulder. And just hold there. If you're seated, then just transitioning from that leaning back pose and taking your body up and over so that you can feel the back of your muscles engaging in a similar way. And you can just transition between these two as you please, just strengthening your core muscles from the front and from behind, and just going as slow or as fast as feels right for you. For anyone who is on the mat, just lowering yourself down whenever you need to, pausing here, and then lifting back up again. Now you might like to also try the other variation where you put your feet together, let your knees fall out either side, and lift yourself up from here. And you'll notice that it creates a lot more instability. Your body has to work a lot harder to hold you here, but it helps to release a lot more of the tension and trauma that you might be storing in your hips. Again, just listening to your body and lowering yourself down for a rest whenever you need it. You might like to do one of each, cycle through them. And when you're ready, just bringing your knees in to your chest, and we're going to have a little roll around here, just massaging your back. And of course, if you are on a chair, sorry, I almost forgot again, you might like to just bend your body forward, nice forward fold, and just hug onto your knees, onto your shins. Or maybe you'd like to bring one knee to your chest, give your feet a little roll of your ankles, just one at a time. However you'd like to create that nice little cushioning self-hug for yourself. And when you are ready to release from that little rolled up ball position, and just bringing your feet to meet again, your knees are out wide either side, just creating a nice big opening here. Bring your arms up as well, opening up your chest, creating a big opening all through your center, and just taking a few deep breaths in, breathing in through your nose into your belly, and then allow that air to open up and expand your chest. And then out from your chest and out from your belly. And if you are seated, then just creating that same type of opening. So opening up your legs, making sure you're nice and stable. If you want, you can bring your arms up or just leave them by your side. Just breathing into the center of you as well. Nice big breath in through the nose, filling up your belly and your chest, and then out. And just allowing yourself a nice peaceful moment with your breath. And just noticing how you're feeling in this moment. Maybe doing a little scan over the body. I welcome you to stretch out your legs and remain laying down for a moment. If you are seated, then by all means stay seated, but just make yourself as comfortable as you can. If you need to grab hold of a cushion to place under your head, or grab hold of it to sort of hug it tight if that feels good for you. However you'd like to place yourself, we're just going to do a little guided visualization. So as you settle into your space a little more comfortably, you might like to just continue on with that check-in on your body. So perhaps starting at your feet and noticing how they feel when you're still. And maybe noticing how they feel against whatever surface is beneath you. And you might choose to move from there, scanning upwards, noticing the sensations through the rest of your legs. Perhaps pausing for a moment to check in with how it feels in your hips. Maybe you're aware of some tension releasing here. Perhaps with each exhale, you're able to relax this area a little more. And you might be choosing to bring your attention to your stomach, noticing the internal sensations here. Maybe noticing that as you breathe, your belly moves. And perhaps your attention follows the rest of your bodily movements that coincide with your breathing. Maybe noticing how your ribs and chest move as you circulate the air through your airways. And maybe you're choosing to tune in to the rhythm that your heart has set for this moment in time. Your unique rhythm, that constant, steady beat in the background of the song and dance of your life. And you might be feeling called to bring your attention up to your neck. Maybe you're able to relax your throat a little more with each exhale. Perhaps also allowing a softening of your jaw. Perhaps you're able to allow a softening of all of your facial muscles. Whilst at the same time, you might be able to feel the worrisome energy shift out of your brow and letting that worry simply fall off your face. And in a similar way, perhaps you're able to let go of the thoughts that are whirling around in your mind, recognizing that here in this moment, there is no need to hold on to them. Here in this moment, what's actually needed is for those thoughts to float on out of your mind, simply letting each one go. And you might notice how, as you relax even deeper now into your body, each breath allows for even more of those thoughts to become freed from your mind. Noticing how each exhale is an invitation for your body to let go of a little more tension. And perhaps your own body is inviting you to settle even deeper now into the experience of relaxation, knowing that there is no right way and there is no wrong way to relax. There is just your way. And as you relax in your own way, only as comfortably and deeply as you choose, you might decide to give yourself the luxury of full comfort. And as you relax comfortably in this way, I invite you to imagine that every breath is like a gentle wave, soothing your mind and body, carrying you deeper into a state of ease. As you continue to breathe, you might choose to check in with your entire body, Noticing once again where your walls are, where you end and the external world begins. Perhaps becoming aware of the temperature on your skin and feeling the pressure of your body against the surface beneath you that supports you, that cradles you, inviting you to let go just a little more. And you might like to imagine that any remaining thoughts in your mind begin to soften, like clouds drifting across the sky. You don't have to chase them. You can simply watch them as they move across the air, knowing that there is absolutely nothing you need to do right now, nothing you need to solve or figure out. And with this awareness, you might like to go ahead and give yourself permission to be exactly where you are and to be exactly who you are right now. And I'd like to invite you to imagine a peaceful place, a place where you feel completely at ease, a place where you can simply be without any demands or expectations. It might be a quiet meadow, a peaceful beach, or even a cozy room filled with warmth. Whatever place comes to mind is just perfect. And as you imagine yourself in this place, bringing it to life by noticing the colors, the shapes, the textures, the sounds, and the smells, just notice how your body responds. Perhaps there's a deeper sense of calm spreading through you. Or maybe you feel a gentle release of tension. Whatever you notice is exactly right for you. And as you continue to relax deeper into this peaceful place, you may become aware of the rhythms within you, that beat of your heart, the flow of your breath, the gentle hum of your nervous system. Your body is an amazing creation, isn't it? It knows how to heal, how to rest, how to work, and how to play. Yet sometimes when life becomes challenging, when chronic illness or mental stress appears, the body can fall out of balance and forget this natural rhythm. The nervous system might slip into a state of fight or flight, where everything feels urgent and rest seems impossible. But here's the beautiful thing. Just as your body can slip into fight or flight, it can also find its way back to balance, to a place where work, rest, and play exist in harmony. And this balance, this rhythm, is something that you have control over. Just like you have guided your mind to bring to life this peaceful paradise of yours, you have the ability to guide your mind and body back to a state of balance. You can return to find your own natural balanced rhythm. You might like to imagine your life as a piece of music, with each moment being a note, a beat, or a pause. In any song, rhythm is essential. It's the pattern that gives life to the melody. And without rest, without those pauses between the notes, the music would become chaotic, just noise without meaning. The rests are as vital as the notes themselves. They allow the song to breathe, to flow, to find harmony. And in the same way, you have the power to decide the rhythm of your life. The way you respond to the world around you is like choosing the tempo of your personal song. When you allow yourself to truly rest, you create those essential pauses in the music of your life. The more you honor those pauses, the more vibrant and full the notes of your work, play, and healing become. Rest is not an indulgence, it's an essential part of your rhythm. Just as a musician needs to pause between notes to create beauty, you need to give your body and mind space to recover, to recharge, and to find balance. And when you rest, your nervous system begins to shift. Just as a song moves from a fast, intense section into a gentle, soothing refrain, you transition from the frantic energy of fight or flight into the calming cadence of rest and digest. And in this balanced rhythm, tension releases and relaxation takes its place. And when you embrace the natural flow, you'll find that your energy returns, your creativity blossoms, and your body heals. The song of your life becomes one of harmony, grace, and balance. And you might notice how you've been able to guide your rhythm in this moment towards a more peaceful melody. And as you allow yourself to fully embrace the harmony that is within, you can feel the ease settling into every part of your being, knowing that this rhythm, this balance, is always available to you whenever you need it, whenever you choose to return to it. With each breath, you invite this peaceful energy to flow through you, grounding you in the present moment where all is well. And perhaps your mind is now recalling a particular song or melody or a genre of music that you know resonates with you. And I wonder if perhaps your subconscious mind would like to connect that music with this deep inner knowing, helping you remember that you get to choose to set your rhythm, just like you can set the radio station or the playlist. And so next time you find yourself feeling anxious or overwhelmed, you might feel called to play this music that you were drawn towards, to help signal to your nervous system that it's safe to return to the gentle, balanced rhythm of relaxation, of ease, of flow. And you might like to take this moment to allow your current relaxed rhythm to flow through your body, for it to move through every part of you and reach every cell, spreading that deep inner knowing that you have the power to set this rhythm within yourself. You have the power to choose your own tempo, your own pace. And perhaps you're feeling called to move with the gentle rhythm that you have set for yourself. Perhaps your body is wishing for a gentle sway, a flowing movement that allows you to explore the sensations of your body as you bring your awareness back to it. You might be wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes, And perhaps you even feel called to harmonize with the soothing hum of your nervous system, allowing a soft hum on each exhale, using your voice as an instrument to add another layer to your experience of relaxing into your own calm and balanced rhythm. And whether you're sitting up or lying down, just stretching your legs out in front, maybe pointing and flexing your toes, maybe you're rolling your wrists or moving your arms. However it is that you'd like to be moving your body as you reawaken yourself to your surroundings. And if you're sitting up, I invite you to lie your body down. If you're laying down, then that's perfect. Just stay exactly where you are. And we're just going to do another scan over the body from the bottom of your feet all the way up to the top of your head. Just noticing where there might be tension still lingering. I'm going to move through each part and take a breath in and hold the breath and hold the tension in our body. And then you can use my exhale as your cue to let go as well. You can hold for less or more time. It's totally up to you. We're going to begin with our feet and our ankles now. So deep breath in, tighten them up, clench them if you can. And letting go when you're ready. And then next we're going to focus on our ankles to our knees. Deep breath in, tighten that area. And next we're going to do from our knees to our buttocks. Deep breath in, tightening it all up. Next we're going to do our stomach and lower back. Deep breath in. Next we're going to do our chest and upper back. Deep breath in. Next, our neck and shoulders. Deep breath in. We're going to focus on our arms next, from fingertips to shoulders, both sides. Deep breath in. And we'll do our face and our head now. Deep breath in, contort your face into a ridiculous shape. And letting go when you're ready. We'll do one more. This time it's up to you where you'd like to hold the tension in your body. You can do one area, a couple, or maybe a whole body tense and release. So your choice now. Deep breath in. And relaxing, letting go. Now, you're welcome to lay down, to remain laying down, or bring yourself up off the mat in any way that you please. And if you need to get some water, then go for it. Now's a great time. Stay hydrated. And we're just going to connect in with our body a little more by massaging our face and our head. So any worry that is still on your brow, we're going to shift it now. So just bringing some pressure, whether it's firm or gentle, just taking that worrisome energy out of your expression, out of your brow, and pinching your eyebrows when you get there. I'm not sure if you can hear my stomach talking. It wants to talk over the top of me. But just shifting that energy. Once you get to the edge of your eyebrows, just painting a nice soft line on your eyelids. Just noticing that beautiful softness there of your skin. And slightly further up, we're going to move in little increments up the face. Once you get to your eyebrows, press a little firmer. Just shift any worrisome energy in the other direction. Painting those little rainbows, maybe imagining each color as you move over your face. And once you've cleared all that energy out of your expression, just coming down onto the temples and giving yourself a little massage here. And then exploring anywhere that you want to go. So you don't have to follow me, but if you're choosing to, just bringing your attention down to the joint in your jaw. So you might like to just hold there and open and close your mouth. You might like to press in, sort of using the fingers, pressing into the cavity there, into the, is it a tendon? I'm not too sure, but just exploring the tightness that is there. So moving your hands back and forth, or maybe just holding them steady, opening your mouth like a clown at those fairs where you have to throw the ball into their mouth, and just moving side to side, looking as ridiculous as you can. You're just really noticing what you're storing here. We're often unaware of how much tension we have in our jaw. So just exploring it, pressing into it, releasing it in any way that feels good to you. And if this is an issue for you, if you're a teeth grinder, if you have some TMJ dysfunction like me, then you might like to look into some jaw release exercises. But as always, there's no perfect way. Just feel what's right for your body. Just explore how it feels for you. And you might like to explore maybe giving your cheeks a smush, just moving the whole skin around in circles. And then bringing your attention up to your nose and down either side, perhaps onto the upper lip there. And around onto your chin. Exploring that jawline of yours. Taking it up into your ears and just exploring all of the nooks and crannies there. And noticing the sensations in other parts of your body as you touch on these reflexology points in your ears. Just noticing if there's any sensations, maybe tingling in your legs or other parts of your body. As you press upon here and allow that to communicate with other parts of you. And just massaging down behind the ears and down either side of the neck, massaging that vagus nerve from the outside. And you might like to take those massaging hands up into the back of your head. So I know for me, I get a lot of tension up in here. So I like to really press nice and firm into the back of my head. You might like to just explore in little circles with your fingers going through your hair or onto your skull, just in any way that feels good for you. If you woke up with bed hair, then just add to that. Get some volume in there. Create some chaos in the hair. Surprising how much tension we store in different parts of our head. Feeling a lot of it in here, just beyond the temples up into the hairline for me today. So just noticing where you're feeling it, where it's feeling good to linger a little longer. You might like to bring those massaging hands down onto your neck and shoulders and just give yourself a little bit of love here, a little bit of attention, maybe just shifting your head around a little. And we'll do our lymphatic stimulation exercises now just to get our lymph flowing for the day. So just finding your collarbone, we're going to massage just above and below it, or just above it, just this whole area really, just massaging back and forth 10 times over. And then tapping 10 times. And as always, I'm not counting, so just go by feel or you count. But just rubbing back and forth, opening up any blockages in our lymph flow here. And then we're going to come back up underneath the jawline and just massage downwards. Now this can feel quite tender for those of us who have some swollen glands or issues, adrenal fatigue, that kind of thing. I've totally gone over 10 now. Let's start the tapping. And then on the other side. I have many skills, but multitasking, talking and counting is not one. And then we're going to bring gentle fists onto our chest, and from the center we're going to move downwards all the way out to the edges and then back to the center, and just move back and forth a few times, making sure we get this whole area. And then tapping. Now this under here gets really blocked up, so let's give this area even more love, just massaging into your underarm and then punching into that area. And on the other side. And then just underneath your breasts or pecs, just alternating that top hand back and forth, opening up our lymphatic flow in this area as well. And tapping. And my favorite, the one that looks real sus, in the crease of your groin in a down and out motion with your thumbs, just rubbing downwards. And then tapping into that area. And then finding that spot underneath your knees. And then tapping. And then we'll just keep our tapping going for another round of that chi slapping. So we'll get our life force energy flowing even more freely through our body, beginning on the lower belly with those slightly cupped hands. And we'll tap our way from here. Tapping all the way up onto the chest and tapping your way across one side, lingering on that underarm a little longer, get that lymphatic flow going even more free, and tapping your way down, shifting that energy, building up some happy seal energy for the middle. Big round of applause for us all, and tapping your way back up all the way to give yourself a big pat on the back for sticking with it and doing these practices that help your body heal. It's no easy thing to do when you're chronically ill or stressed, burnt out, whatever you might be struggling with your nervous system. And big round of applause. Again, big happy seals. Look as ridiculous as you can. And then tapping your way back up. And another big pat on the back for pushing through whatever blocks and barriers that you might have faced today. And we're just going to bring those gentle raindrops to our face and just softening that expression even further if you possibly can. And slightly further out for the third row. And then just bringing those gentle fists back into it, tapping over the top of your head, down around to the back of your neck. And another row slightly further out. And just above the ears and down and around before we find our kidneys yet again. Give yourself a pat on the lower back and tap your way down, all the way down onto the top of your feet and back up the inside. And just coming to rest your hands back on your belly once again for a moment, closing your eyes down. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. Each exhale, you can sigh that air out. And just continuing to breathe nice and deep As you do one final check-in with how it feels to be in your body now, noticing the difference from when you first clicked open the Zoom and to now. Maybe you're noticing that buzzing sensation back from the tapping, noticing your life force energy flowing throughout each part of you. Maybe you're noticing you're feeling a little more fatigued, and that's perfectly okay. It's often a signal that you have switched over from that fight or flight state into rest and digest. And we did open up our lymphatic flow, which means that the toxins are making their way out. So I do recommend to be kind to yourself in the hours moving forward. Just recognize that the symptoms that you are having are signs of healing. And just taking a moment to notice the type of thoughts and texture of thoughts that are moving through your mind and the pace at which they're moving. Noticing if they've slowed down a little, there's less intensity there. And if not, that's okay. Whatever's happening for you is okay. Try and witness it without any judgment. And when you're ready, we're going to finish up by placing one hand on our diaphragm, one on our chest. And I'm going to make 3 sounds of VOO, as in V-O-O-O-O. And the reason we're holding our body in this way is so that you can feel your diaphragm move. You'll really be able to notice that internal rhythm of yours, that heartbeat, nice and deep as your diaphragm moves and opens, expands. And here we hold to feel the vibration as it moves down through our body, reaches its way to all of our cells, sending through that final signal that we are indeed safe. We are able to be in rest and digest in that optimal healing state. So away we go. Nice big breath in now. Another breath in. And that does bring us to the end of the session. I want to thank you for joining me, for showing up for you, and for always moving forward with your health in this way. I will, for the recording, I will pop the details of how you can donate to help Sanctuary grow even further and offer more. I'll pop that in the comments. But I will sign off on the recording and stop that now. So thank you for joining us.